Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Get Reelisms podcast, episode 24. I'm with the hungriest host of all the land. I'm here with Christine Chen.
Christine Chen. And hey, I own it. I'm very self-aware. I'm always hungry. I eat all the time. So I even have a shirt that says always hungry because it's true. That's how self-aware I am about my eating problems.
And that's okay. That's okay. I know it's kind of a monkeyed up intro, but I mean, I'm Adam Chase Rennie, all right? Relax. Calm down. It's Adam Chase Rennie and Christine Chen stuffing her face. So we're here, guys. How's it going? So, Christine, how's Film Prize?
It was fun. There were a lot of very good films. A lot of not so good films, but every year there's some really standout films, and I'm very proud of the film that won top, who got the grand prize. She deserved it. So she had a great film. It's called Untitled Baby Project. About postpartum depression. So it's easily about a topic that's very important that you don't see a lot of films about. Very real. And yeah, on to the next one. We didn't make top 5, but well, that's okay. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, your film still got into the film prize, you know, like that's still a neat thing. Yeah, but I I don't know. I do think it should be in the top 5, but
it's all good. You just never know. It's one of those things. It's like today I watched the films and I might think my top 5 are these films, and then tomorrow I watch the films and I may think the top 5 are the other films. It's like you can never predict it. You know, it's how people are feeling, how the weather is, what they were watching right before that, the order in which they watch the films. It's just like there's way too many factors. And the fact is that, hey, the top 5 films were good that were in it. So I'm very honored to be listed amongst them. So
it is really cool. I do dig that. That is pretty rad. Are you
I must say I was very stressed out about it. So I definitely.
What were you stressed out about? Like where you're going to place?
Out. No, I think anytime when there's a competition, I'm always stressed out, and I can't help it. That's just how I am. When I care about something, it no matter what, I always stress out about it. And so
I would 100%.
The good thing is when I stress out, I become extremely productive in order to deal with my stress. And so I think I wrote that I cooked 4 dinners.
Yeah, you told. I read a status. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that.
So I meal prepped for the whole week, basically, and then promptly took 4 tequila shots. Yeah, I regretted that immensely.
Dude, tequila is just a recipe for disaster.
But because we were in the comfort of our own homes, I could do that. Versus every time the other announcements, I was around other people, had to look like a professional, behave like a professional. No, this time I could just drown my anxiety in some tequila shots.
That's right. The filmmaker style.
Filmmaker style. Yeah. So I did that and promptly fell asleep. Yeah. So it was all good.
But I mean, you had fun making Vouet.
Yeah, I had so much fun making Vouet, and I love that film. And I'll watch it. I've watched it so many times. But they say that, I don't know, I can't remember. It was 125,000 minutes or something was streamed. I was like, you know what? I bet 1,000 of those were me watching my own film a million times. So I do that all the time. Every film is like a little baby, right?
I bet.
You sit there, you look at it, you analyze it, you overanalyze it, you break up with it, you come back and say I'm sorry, and then analyze it some more. make it better, break up with it, and then come back. It's a love-hate relationship.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet. Every single thing, and I think it's just how it is when you care about your work, you know. So I don't think I'll ever get over. I don't think I'll ever go to a film festival and not be nervous when I know my film is about to play. You know,
I would be a bundle of nerves too.
Yeah, I don't think that will ever go away. I don't think I'll ever like be like, yeah, you know, I'm the shit. So like, I don't need to care.
You know,
I don't think
if you were blasé about it, I would be like, wow, the sheer ignorance. You know,
I would never.
And the arrogance, I should say, more so.
I just don't think I'll ever be that way. I just know that there's so many people who are so talented.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, it just shows how good of a human being you are. You care, you know, and I think that's a normal thing to have. I would be too, you know, and I don't. I mean, also at the same time, I'm an outsider. I don't know how it feels like to have a film in a festival. I do know it's probably incredible. The feeling is probably insane, but I also know like getting the process of making it is the key most important part, you know.
Yeah, it's the process. I think that's the most important part is the process. I think you get into filmmaking not about the final product or the meet and greets and the booze and all that jazz. You get into it because you love the process. You have to love every bit of it because everything affects each other. And it's a nice snowball effect, you know. And yes, you may not know everything about gripping or about how the lights go, but you should be fascinated about it. You know, you should want to learn about it. You should want to know how it affects your storytelling. At least coming from a director perspective, I get it if you're like a grip and you don't care about makeup, but like there's like not caring about it, but appreciating it, right? Like you don't have to. You can be like, that's not my department, but still appreciate why that department is important and why that department takes the time that it needs, you know, vice versa. So I think it's easy oftentimes for people to just think, oh, it's just the camera department that's important and the director, you know, but it's a whole team and every single bit makes and breaks a film. So my friend Aaron is waving at me on Instagram because he is about to be on a plane soon, and he's coming to Shreveport to be on the film that I will be ADing soon. So
look at that.
Yeah.
Christine's working.
I've been working. I've been stuck in the production office the past week.
Yeah.
Problems, but it's been great. Like I'm thankful because.
Can you talk about it?
Yeah, no? It's a horror feature.
Oh shit!
I know. I'm excited. It's gonna be, and you will do your start work. Good. Do your start work. Yes, it's a horror feature. 18 days of shooting. We're doing 6 day weeks, and then 1 day off, and then 6 day week, and then 1 day off. So we'll be done November 7th ish. If all goes smoothly.
Nice.
Knock on wood, seems pretty straightforward. Most of the locations are in one spot. It's at the downtown at this old. What's cool is this building used to be an old bank from I think the 1920s, and so this bank, there's like giant bank vaults throughout this building, and they're incredible. This really creepy basement that's got another like giant bank vault and stuff like that. And the story is two girls move into a haunted apartment.
Nice.
And shit
goes
awry. So it'll be neat.
It's a possession? Whoa.
Yeah. So it'll be neat because we're gonna do some like stunt work that I've never seen before, you know. Like furniture moving, hitting walls, blood, gore, that kind of stuff. Stuff that I don't get to do. I haven't done because usually horror is not my thing. So
right. Yeah.
I'm totally happy to see someone else do their horror and play. So
hell yeah,
I'm
dude.
excited about that. Yeah. And this will be one of the first crews where I like pretty much know everyone, which is really fun. I was telling the director, I was like, hey, like if there's anything you absolutely need, let me know. I was like, I know almost every single crew member, and so therefore I know all their nuances. So I know who gets cranky when they haven't eaten. I know who I know who doesn't check their email, who prefers text.
Which, let's be honest, it's most of the crew
hey,
that don't check their email.
I feel like 60% of your job as a
I'm kidding, by the way. That's a joke. Just in case anybody freaks out. Okay.
I'm saying, I feel like 60% of your job as an AD is to be able to read people, psychoanalyze people.
Oh, yeah.
You have to read, like,
well, you have to be a therapist, right? Like, where, like, the directors usually are, like, about to jump off a bridge, and then the first AD is like, wait, we have a movie. Don't.
Sure, that, but mainly it's, like, crew. It's understanding, like, everybody's tics and what makes them mad, what makes them, not to take certain things personally because they're stressed out right now because they hadn't eaten. Like, just knowing that helps with the job so much,
Yeah.
Navigating people's personalities and navigating what they need to do their job well. So it is a lot of like understanding people from a very emotional and mental aspect. I think the good ADs do that. It sure makes your job easier if you can understand why somebody's behaving a certain way or like why they're not getting back to you So I think assuming that everybody should always check their emails and stuff it's too idealized. That's just not the real world, right? So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the job of the first AD, isn't it also like not to like kind of pivot the subject, but like the first AD also has to manage everyone else's feelings too.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
I'm essentially the punching bag. Yeah. So if anything is wrong,
you're there.
It's my problem.
Yeah.
And it's
which is strange because that means like the first AD most of the time gets the
most
shit
of the time,
out of the stick.
Exactly. I pretty much get the shit out of the stick 110% of the time. Without and it's okay. It's somebody sent me.
Yeah. What's the positive for you for that?
Extreme ownership is what that is. Extreme ownership, and I listened to this podcast, and it was something like some Navy lieutenant or I don't know, SEAL, whatever. They had some operation, and it went wrong. They went in and questioned everybody. Everybody said it was their own fault and stuff like that. But when the leader came in, he said, "No, none of it's your fault. It's my fault." So it's this extreme ownership. Like, it's being able to take responsibility so that somebody has someone to look for that knows that they'll have their back. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So it is. There's always something I could have done better, So I'm okay if, like, shit goes wrong and it's like, oh, like, we need somebody to, hey, if that's going to help you, like, be able to do your job or get the support you need, yeah, by all means, like, so I'm the, it's not a job for everyone, that's for sure, but
it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, but it makes me a better director too, and it makes me a better producer when I do all those things. So, like, it's fine. I can take it, So
I feel like the ability to read the room is not an ability a lot of people have, and it's either you have it or you don't. You know what I mean?
Practice it. I feel like it's something that can be learned.
You think so?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think if you do it a lot, I used to do sales a long time ago.
Same, yeah.
So I think that helped.
I was a manager even.
Yeah.
I told people what to do. I cut checks somehow. 19 years old, fucking stoner kid cutting checks.
Yeah, it's reading the room. It's understanding, like,
100% it is.
Yeah, when you should bring up something, when you can push, when you can, it's
when you're upselling a customer, you're approaching them, you reproach them, add on the items, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, you're right though. I guess you're right. It is a skill you can learn and attain with practice and a lot of experience.
Yes.
A lot of experience,
but practice for sure.
But you have to like break free of like the social awkwardness of confrontation. You know what I mean? Like the because confrontation has to be like what you guys drink for coffee in the morning. You know what I mean? Like you guys are confronting everything, even your own feelings. So,
it's so funny. I've often told people like, man, I know you've probably heard me say this. I'm an extremely emotional person stuck in a job that is extremely emotionless. Like you have to be very good at being logical. You know, you cannot think with your emotions or react with your emotions, because that can negatively impact people, you know? So I've had, and this is a huge compliment, I have multiple people say, hey, like, it looks like everything looks great. Like you seem happy all the time, and like you're smiling all the time and everything. Like it's like you have it all under control. I'm like, yeah, but deep down inside, I'm like crying.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you got to think about it, right? Like you can't be miserable. You're just bringing the entire team down.
Exactly.
You're just like, oh yeah, well here's Christine being the Debbie Downer.
Yeah,
here's Adam Chase Rennie being the Debbie Downer. You know?
Yeah, I can't.
I don't want to either. Yeah, I'd rather be a positive.
Like, yeah, I have to be like, hey guys, like it's cool. Like I have, so much energy. It's gonna be great. We're gonna do this, and like, yes, I know that everything's broken right now, but it's all good. Got to handle. Like you just gotta have that. Somebody's gotta have that, right? Yeah. Meanwhile,
you got to hold up the building while it's being burned down.
Yeah, it's totally great. I know I know the building's burnt down, but we have plan A and B and C. Yeah, so
we're okay.
We're okay. Everything's gonna be fine.
Everything's fine. We're fine. We're all fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. We're designing a T-shirt with that. It's fine.
Oh, so the meme with the dog and
because that's
one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's every day. It's like shit can be going down the hill, and but you're fine. Everything is fine.
Is there something? Is it like the feeling of control? Is it if something is out of your control? Is that more or less like? I don't want to say like satisfying, but like relieving in a way.
So
like if something is just out of your control, you're like, wow, yep, this is it. It is what it is.
Control. I think it's again an experience thing. I think you just learn to know when you can't worry about it anymore. Like weather. I just don't get upset about it anymore. Because there's when bad weather happens, I'm just thinking of like, all right, what are my plan B, C? What can I switch around? What can we go to do interiors? I'm always thinking of solutions now, right? Because I can't fixate on things I can't control. And so I think when you've done it enough, you learn how to triage things like that, how to triage things that are within your control, or when you have something that's out of control, how can you find a bit of that you can actually take control of,
Right.
So like an example, another set, we were literally 2 minutes about, yes, that is Chewbacca behind me. It's made out of Abita, like little, the tops. Yeah, Smash. It's pretty cool. It's a really neat piece of art. But yes, it is Chewbacca. I cannot take any credit for that. That is Megan Colvin's amazing art taste. Yes.
Shout out.
Shout out. Anyway, it's just an example would be I was on a set and we are like 2 minutes away from leaving our set, to go to another set. And I get the producer coming to me and being like, we can't go to that set. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't go to that? We can't go to that set. And then it was little like, basically, the owner has COVID. And I was like, oh.
Great.
All right, let me make a different schedule in 2 seconds. You know?
Right.
Like, that's what you just got to do. And that's what we did. Meanwhile, you've got like the entire crew being like, where are we going? I'm like, shut up, give me like 5 minutes. You know? So it's just, what can I control in a situation? I can't control that I can't control that the location is gone. What I can control is messing with the schedule. You know, so you just have to think about that, you know, and then try to put aside, because I very much still have those feelings, you know, panic.
Or you want to beat yourself up?
And like freaking out, you know, all that stuff. I have those. I just have to table them, and then they manifest themselves in other ways later.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I work out a lot. All that stress and aggression needs to go somewhere else. So yes.
That's a good point. I never thought of this is how dumb I am. I never thought about using like working out as like a way to exert aggression.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, I mean, okay, all right. I know like boxing and kickboxing and all that stuff like that could help, and that's a workout. You could call it that. But yeah, I mean, that must have like a positive effect, like just in your psyche, to just have like that, to have that feeling of like, well, you know, this shit sucks, and it is what it is. But the best thing we can do now is, you know, let it take its course, you know, instead of just like fanning the flames maybe. But if you can solve the problem, solve it, of course. But like, you know, if it's something like inclement weather or COVID, you know, like shit. Like I remembered, I read something on Reddit. There was some reported thing to BBC that Batman set was shut down in England. And because Robert Pattinson tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh. That's terrible.
But
I mean,
shit
COVID.
like that happens.
But here's the thing, though. It's just like people, when people like have this major stigmatism of just like, yeah, I'm safe. You know, I mean, it's the same thing for the NBA. I stopped watching sports because it gotten ridiculous now, because like everything with the bubble, then people tested positive for COVID because they want to hang out. They had drinks, dancing with a whole bunch of girls at a club in Florida or some shit, you know, like it's just, it's random. Like you know, but because you have half of the population that won't take it seriously, then you have the other half of the population that are just so hypochondriac, like me. Right. I don't want to touch, I don't want to even look at anybody.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't know, filming during this time is always a wild card. That's for sure.
So it is, but I guess the point I was trying to make, this long-winded way of trying to make a point, like losing control, like not having the control, like, you know, it is what it is. It's like, you mean we're not going to get Batman for another fucking year? Oh, there's fucking shot. It's like, shut up, dude. If I have to wait another 2 years for fucking superhero movie, great. Great. That means I'll have more time to work on my shit, so I'm not distracted by that shit until it comes out.
Right. So no, it's just the idea of like, you can only control what you can.
You can only control what you can.
Yeah. And you can't fixate on things you cannot control. You just can't, or it will affect you mentally, emotionally, everything. So
I feel like that goes for any department.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
It's just we get most of the shit. Yeah.
Production, yeah. That's like an unfair game. That's like you showing up with a butter knife to a gunfight.
Any department, like probability of like shit you can't control is like 10 to 1 to another department. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's like 10 problems to your 1 problem that you can't control. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. Yeah. Then there's some talent that didn't, get the right coconut water that they
Actually,
want.
well, that's a pretty good probability because it just depends on how many departments. So yeah, 10. So it's like we got 10 because we have 10 departments we have to deal with. You have your one department, right? So that's kind of like, that's why.
Yeah. Well, math is not my strong suit.
Don't worry, it's not mine either. I know. So it's very strange. Yeah.
We both just really suck at math. It was like, what?
I don't
Numbers?
suck. I don't
Fuck you. I'm working with movies.
I'm decent at math. I just have.
No, yeah, I know you are. No, you're really smart, Christine. You always lead on to like acting like as if you're this dumb person. You're not. You're actually really smart.
Lowering expectations.
Yeah, but if anybody knows Christine, especially people watching, I know Kelly's watching. Kelly. Christine's smart. Christine's dumbass smart. Everyone knows that.
Just like
Carly's on the thing.
I just like to lower expectations.
Yeah, but give yourself some credit, dude.
That way, you're when smart. I do stupid shit, then it's like, told you guys.
Or maybe because you're such a genius, you already knew that it was a dumb thing all along.
Oh, so I was told there'd be no math on this podcast.
Listen, and Night Falls 365, you got it. No more math. We're done.
Just for you, no math.
No more math. Yeah, fuck. I'm already exhausted by that. So
yeah, we're going to production next Monday.
Yeah,
we did our up the noses, did all the COVID testing, and yep, God, I think this is like my 12th COVID test. I think.
Wow, that's a lot of swabs touching your brain.
But I gotta say, the swab tests have improved significantly. Now they're like little tiny things that just go up your nose. It's like not bad. I remember the first swab test I took was like this giant Q-tip. Yeah, so much better now.
Just going up and scratching your brain and then coming back down.
Yeah. So kudos to whoever's improving COVID testing.
Are you watching anything, Christine? Besides film prize stuff? Are you watching any movies or shows?
I have attempted to watch my friend's film that just came out. I'm going to plug it. By Jim Cummings, called The Wolf in the Shadows. Wait. The Wolf of Snow Hollow. The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I've been attempting to watch this, which means I will like turn it on for 5 minutes and then like pass out because I'm tired. And I can't hang anymore. But yeah, the Wolf of Snow Hollow is what I've been watching these days, or trying to watch. So, but besides that, no, I have not watched anything. I haven't had a chance to watch anything.
It's spooky season,
Yeah.
I've been watching a shit ton of horror films. It's been great.
See, I can't do horror though. Just can't do horror. Which is funny. I'm totally fine to make a horror. I just can't watch horrors. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I got into horror because of like my sisters hanging out with like friends of hers, because this was.
What is it do you like about horror? See, I think the idea of being scared, it just sounds terrible. That's a terrible feling.
Well, let me tell you something. Scared? My first horror film I ever watched, I was 11 years old. I was getting weird feedback from, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I watched House of Thousand Corpses when I was 11 years old. And that if anybody knows House of a Thousand Corpses, anybody wants to comment on Instagram, it's a pretty brutal movie. It's gory. It's real fucking gory. And I was 11 years old, and it was like my sister and her friends, and like they got me into like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like the gory horror like Hostel and Cabin Fever, all that.
Yeah, I can't
Eli Roth movies.
Why? Why do we want to see human beings being terrible?
So how it was explained to me was like, aside from prosthetics and how fake it is, whatever you want to call it, it's a made up story. It's all made up. I know the intention is pretty fucking brutal. Like having a girl possessed and like bouncing from the ceiling to the ground to the walls to everywhere else. I know that's wild to a lot of people, but you have to avoid the stigmatism. You have to just put your ego and your personal feelings aside to it. You know? Yeah, Terry, you're not a horror fan? It's okay. Yeah,
and I'm giving you a heart to Matt to I think it's Maddie. Somebody said they're a fan. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I can't. Why? Why do you want to see people be horrible to each other? Like, I don't.
Because it's hilarious.
Why is that funny? Why. I don't want to see people saw each other into pieces.
Because you understand, Christine, no one's going to do it in real. Like, you and I will never do it in real life. I understand there are people who've done it in real life, but those are called psychopaths and murderers.
Yeah.
I'm so far from that. I just laugh at the absurdity behind it. That's what I laugh at. Like, you know how if somebody like I don't know, like Louis C.K. in his heyday, like making a crazy joke, you know, or something like that. I laugh at because of how ridiculous it is. Like how far they're shooting to the moon with something. Like watching a Rob Zombie film, like House of a Thousand Corpses. Like it's it's wild, but it's fun. It's hard to explain. It's either you're in, you're out. And a lot of people just
I just can't. I think I can't because my imagination is already extremely vivid, and I can't help to translate what happens in this made-believe film into my daily life. Like, I just can't help it. It always somehow appears back into my life in a way that is not fun at all. Kelly says there's a difference between horror and gore horror.
I was about to say there is a major fundamental difference. Like Get Out is it's not gore.
See, I didn't mind Get Out. I thought Get Out was good. See, I didn't feel like Get Out was an actual horror. Like, everybody says it's a horror, but it doesn't really. To me, it's like
under the genre of horror.
It seems like it's a thriller, though.
Yeah, but it's in a. Okay, I mean, people have their own definition of horror and thriller. Like, people say thriller is like the milquetoast of horror. I disagree with that. I feel like there's horror that are fucking crazy, like some crazier than horror films. But there's Korean horror films that they categorize as thriller. But it's super fucking gory here in America. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has their own sort of
category of how they. Sure.
Yeah, and of course, like, what are we to say that you can't genre blend? You know, you can't. Mm-hmm. You can blend genres, however, if it works, it works. You know, but yeah, I just I do agree though that there is a fundamental difference with gore and horror.
I can't.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, because I've definitely been with people and friends of mine and exes of mine that, you know, are just like, why do you like this shit? And it's just like, because it's ridiculous, you know? It's just fun. It's just fun. It's like
I wonder.
It's like, you know, in Kill Bill in the third act of the film when she kills the entire Crazy 88s, like, that's just fun. That's fun. Give it up. That's fun.
I do wonder if I will be able to watch this film after I've been behind the scenes for it.
Well, you worked on it, right? So wouldn't it just feel like it's cathartic? It'd just be memories on the set.
We'll see what happens. Well, it should, in theory. But maybe it's not. Who knows?
Maybe it's not. Maybe you just feel like you just get a puke bag and just be like, yeah, I can't anymore. Sorry. But yeah, so I've been watching a lot of that, but I've been watching like international horror, and that's been like a major eye opener for me. Like, I watched this Japanese horror film.
I heard Asian horror is like a whole nother.
Christine, this movie really fucked me up. Like, and I watched it this morning, and I'm still.
Why do you want to be fucked up?
Because it's.
Why?
Because it makes me think. That's why. It's provoking. Okay. It makes me think. It's just like, fuck, like, what if, like, this shit happened? Oh, my God. You know, whatever. You connect some things, and it just, whatever. But I watched this movie called Metamorphosis, and it's I think it's Japanese horror. Oh man, I'll be so embarrassed if it's not. But anyways, it's I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. I watched it this morning, and man, it's like what you're about to work on. It's a possession film, but there's different angles, and it has like a family involved with a priest involved, and it's just like this weird connection thing. It just feels like a possession heist movie, but it's not there's not really any jump scares. It's just twisted. Like you just see some like crazy imagery, like David Lynchian type of crazy ass imagery that you're just like, oh, okay, well I can't unsee that. Great, you know. So it's fun. I love every time I explain a horror film or any scary movie, I just see your face like as if I just like stabbed somebody. I love it so much. I love explaining like horror films to you because your face is just pure utter disgust.
Mine's like, no.
It's like, oh, Adam needs psychiatric help.
I'm like,
fuck is wrong with him?
Why?
I don't know, man. You know,
why do people... A lot of people don't understand why I watch really cheesy rom-coms. Kelly being one of them.
Yeah. Oh, don't throw her under the bus. Kelly also likes horror films too. In her defense.
So I love cheesy rom-coms. So.
I do like rom-coms too. What's your favorite rom-com?
Oh man. I really love Love Actually.
Fuck, that was my choice. Damn it.
Yeah, I really love Love Actually. I love Dirty Dancing.
Classic.
Yeah, I've watched that so many times. Miss Congeniality is great.
Mm-hmm.
I can go on and on and on. I don't know. I think rom-coms just, yes, they are a dumbed down version of unrealistic love, but
100%.
But I don't know. I love love, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun. It's it's just two gorgeous looking people.
You
happy.
Guys like to be scared. I like to feel like someone. I love to feel love. So. I
feel like you're labeling me right now, and I don't appreciate it because I do love rom-coms. In fact, I'll tell you my favorite rom-com. You ready for this? Sex and the City, dude.
Really? The
movie? The movie.
It had 100%. So many holes, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was like the Mad Men of a love triangle. It was beautiful. It was crazy.
Yeah. No.
Also, I love Love Actually too. Love Actually, like, because that was my favorite. So my mom and I used to watch Bridget Jones's Diary like every single year. We love that movie because we love Hugh Grant. And like Hugh Grant in Love Actually just steal this fucking show, especially that scene where he's just like dancing as like in his office and shit like that.
Yeah.
Fun fucking movie.
Yes, it is a good. I just like it's a really well structured. What are they called? Entourage type film. What's an entourage film called? It's called a medley film. No, that's not the right term. When it's following multiple people, what is that called? There's
Anthology?
a term. No, there's a term for it, and I literally can't think of it right now. Ensemble film. There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a true ensemble cast, and that's very hard to do. So
it feels like it's hard to write. That just seems like it's just.
At least it's hard to write in a way where you care about every single one of the characters. You know.
It feels like you need a writing staff because that's too many characters to focus.
Yeah, ensemble. There you go. Look at that. Ensemble.
You got it.
Yes. Ensemble piece. Yes. Man.
So are you watching are you watching TV too?
Josh is like schooling me right now. That's Nightfalls is my friend Josh. And he's like, man, I know more about film stuff than you do. You two idiots. Actually,
I'm a genius.
I have a great story about Josh.
I love how you think I'm a genius.
I filmed one of my shorts in Josh's place, and I remember I didn't know Josh that well at that point, and he like blew me away with he blew everybody away. The talent, me, with like how much he had to read for one of the roles just as a stand-in type thing. He like took so much care with the reading that like the lead actress, me, we were all like, wow, like holy shit, like you are totally getting this character. Like he like cared about the story plot and everything. I don't know, it was just like mind blowing, you know, because he was just like, yeah, yeah, sure, like I can read in for it, and then like just took it in a complete. I thought it would be like just like someone who's just gonna just half-ass and just be like, hey, interior, blah blah blah. No, he like took it seriously and like had tips for the lead actress that were good tips, and like had like great just insight and stuff. Yeah, Josh.
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to Josh. Josh is awesome.
Talent amongst them.
That's funny. It was just like, wow. Yeah, both me and the writer Eric were both just like, where did that come from? Like, yes, that's how you should read it. Yeah.
Yeah. You want a part, kid? You got it.
Mm-hmm, totally. I think deep down inside he wants to act in one of my films. Josh, do you ever want to be an actor? Or are you just interested in films? You're just interested in films. Oh, our neighbors, yeah. Oh man, his neighbors were so mad at us.
Filming?
Yeah. It was so mad. So funny.
You're always going to make somebody mad filming on a location.
Totally.
I learned that the hard way. Like,
oh yeah,
just getting into a film industry, you're just going to naturally piss somebody off. Like, you're going to get onlookers who will just want to sit and stare. And then you get the people who are like, oh, this is interrupting my daily life, you fuckers. You know?
The funny thing is, like, I feel like the people who are angry usually just want to tell someone that they're angry, but they don't really, like, it doesn't legitimately affect their lives that negatively.
No, it's just a community of Karens that just want to say something. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, how I know this is that on a production here in Shreveport, like, out of courtesy, we wrote a bunch of, like, letters being like, hey, just letting you know we're going to be shooting in your neighborhood. It's going to go late. You know, if you have any concerns, I put my business number on there. And one person texted me and was like, we were so disrupted by the sound and like so scared and all this other stuff. And I was just like, and I wrote back, I was like, well, we really apologize. That's why we sent out this letter to give you a heads up. We
heard somebody say cut in action and rolling.
But
it was scary.
You're heard, your concerns are heard, and if there's any other further concerns, feel free to email this producer.
Yeah, inform your local senator.
Yeah, but it was just like, well, by that time it's kind of like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do? Who cares? It's like you guys are like teenage kids throwing a party. Somebody's upset.
Exactly. It is just a teenage kid. Yeah.
Whatever. Haters be hating, but filmmakers be partying.
Yes. So this is funny.
I mean, we're about that time. We're basically at an hour.
Ooh, okay.
Was there anything you wanted to bring up or mention or discuss or?
I don't know. Does anybody have any last minute questions that they forgot to ask or would like to ask? Let's hold that real quick. I'm gonna go check the Get Reelisms page and see if anybody wants to ask a question of any sort. Oh, we always appreciate people listening in. I'm always surprised.
Thank you guys, everybody
who just Adam and I talking to each other and catching up on life.
Yeah. You know, we're just well, one of us is talented. The other one is just a dweebish.
Oh, whatever.
Dweebish caveman.
You're very talented too. You just need to let me read your script.
I know, dude. Let me tell you something. So it was like, I'm just making excuses at this point, but writing is
It's hard. Writing is so hard.
like everything in life. It's almost like as if humanity is just like, oh yeah, you want to write? Well, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you bills to pay. I'm going to give you shit you have to look out for. You have to show up for a court date. You have you have a dentist appointment. You have a doctor's appointment. You have this. You have that. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, writing's hard, man.
Life. I'm just saying, like, life is just too much, and writing is keeping me away from. I'm sorry, life is keeping me away from writing.
That's fair. Writing's hard.
Writing is really hard because
what I've discovered.
Yeah,
having a writing partner is quite good.
It is, but too bad I'm very, very
precious about your work.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Well,
You'll get to a point where you're not.
I don't know if I'm precious. I feel like I can't convey what I want to convey to someone else who I'm writing to. Does that make sense? So, like, if I'm trying to communicate something, it's just like I want to emit this emotion from one character. I don't want to deal with their ambiguity. I don't want to deal with their concerns, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
Well, I think the character. Shut up. Stop it. You don't know anything. I'm kidding. No, I do take any and all the advice. I do send a lot of scenes to friends of mine, and even my mom reads a scene of mine. And yeah, it's a slow process, but it's just one of those things where I want to give bandwidth and not just time.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to invest my time into something, I'm going to invest into it. I don't want to just half-ass it and just say, well, Christine, I got a story. Hopefully it works, and because I want to make it a good story. I don't want to just make a story.
Sure.
And I know making a good story is subjective. I understand that too.
It's subjective, yeah.
But if I can write it as best as I possibly can, this isn't even my final form.
Yeah.
DBZ reference for all my Dragon Ball Z for fans.
I do have something. So so once I start production, our only day off is Sunday. So we're gonna have to move the podcast live recording to Sunday now.
All right.
A surprise, everybody! Sunday is our new live recording for Get Reelisms.
Okay.
But the cool thing is, I might be able to pull in some other unsuspecting guests.
Oh, like what you did with Vue and
totally.
Yeah. I would love to. Yeah.
So
we're gonna do all that, you guys. Thank you so much. Wait, did we have any questions, or did we just find it? No, okay.
Manny just said that life in Africa sucks. So I'm sorry, Manny. Yes, water supplies are very important. I think there are organizations that have that help to develop water shortage supplies in Africa. Let me see. Maybe I can at least talk about the water project. So the waterproject.org. So we're going to call to that. The waterproject.org is a good organization that basically is trying to build water for rural and urban Africans to access clean water. So, what's my next project? What's in the works? We were just talking. I am aiding a feature film starting next week, a horror feature called Room 203. So that's in the works. Something else lined up in January, but for me, it's a lot of writing. And writing a lot. Lots of writing.
It's called Room 203?
Yes, Room 203.
That's the same... I think that's the same room as in The Shining. Really?
Well, 203 is a haunted room. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. No, yes. I'm thinking of Room 104. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you for the question.
Somebody's reading for it this week. Well, that's good. Hey. I'm glad. Hey. Yeah, we're going to production. I wonder, what role are you reading for? The Room 203. Yeah, I heard somebody named Terry is casted in it.
Terry.
That's what I heard.
Nice.
So.
Well, while you guys are having fun with your employed jobs, I'm going to be over here doing my thing.
We'll get you on something soon.
No, I'm kidding. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Good.
I'm doing absolutely good. In fact, I'm doing probably too well because I'm definitely taking this quarantine like an extended vacation.
Yeah.
But amongst other important things like life things that I have to do. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about movies, you guys. But that's it for the podcast. We're done. This is it.
We are.
It's been an hour. You guys, actually more than an hour. You guys got more content, free podcast, free stream. How dare you all? I'm kidding.
Oh,
thank you,
Terry,
thank you.
I was just telling you, Terry, that I know that you're on the project. Yes.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for participating, asking us questions. 24 episodes.
Yes.
Sorry, what'd you say, Christine? I trampled everything what you just said.
GetRealisms.com.
GetRealisms.com. Ladies and gentlemen, get your book right now. Do I need to say more? $35. Do it. Do it like your life depends on it.